welcome back to PyAI Hub. So far we have learned group by with a single column, but in real world data analysis we often need to group data using multiple columns together. So for examples, we can group sales tables columns, city and product together, or the students tables columns, subject and performance together. So today we will learn how to do that and also how to filter group data using Havi. Okay, and our core idea is grouping multiple columns allows us to create more detailed groups. So we need detailed groups, we need to do with multiple columns. So first of all, I'm starting with store tables, and here there are employees, marks, sales, student info, students, and 5 tables. And from this I choose marks because I would like to go with marks. So choose your table and just follow the query pattern. Don't copy paste, we are doing together. Okay, so here I'm choosing marks, so select star from marks. Definitely choose your table and ask star to collect from that. Okay, and now we get marks tables. Here I inserted 2 values, like I inserted 17 and 18. So you want to insert, if you want, you can insert 17 and 18 values, math and science with same scores. Okay, here there is an 80 and here also 80. Okay, 90 score is repeated. Okay, because it's needed for our query. So as we see here, the marks table contains the student score across different subjects. Now we are grouping it by a single column. So let's group it. Select let's select subject column and let's add a comma, count star as total, and we need to mention from where we took it. So here I take it from marks and group by subject. Okay, so here I get math 7 and science 4. So if you are using marks, you may get 6 and 3. Okay, so because we inserted new rows to it. Okay, so you can just insert it. So as we are following this, let's don't drop the flow. Okay, now we get the count of math and science and how many students in total wrote each of that subject. Okay, so this groups data only by subjects. Now we are moving to group by multiple columns. For that, let's select and choose. I'm going with marks table, so I'm choosing subset and marks score here with count star as total from marks table and group by subject and score. So here you may notice that the science has 2 and here in score 80 math has 2. So here there are values that are same, and 2 students got 90 in science and 2 students got 80 in maths and 1 student got 88 in science. So that's a pattern it follows. And now we are grouping both subjects and scores, and this means SQL create group based on unique combinations of subject and scores, and we get the count of students who get the same score. So instead of getting a single thing like math total students, we now get math plus subject and its count, math plus 90 and its count, math plus 80 and its count. Okay, so that's how grouping becomes strong. And so here we get a detailed version of group by. So more columns in group by, that is equal to more detailed grouping. That's what happened here. So last time we learned about case, and you know how case works. Case works like conditions. We assign a condition and it works that way. So here also we are assigning a condition, and case goes with when and then, and we can also use else. So let's start the query. Let's select subset, and then comma, use the case and also when. So when the score, mention the score is greater than equal to 50, then they pass. Okay, else fail. So that's our condition. Okay, if the score is greater than or equal to 50, they pass or they fail. Okay, that's our condition. Now we end the case by end as, give a name to it like result, and use a comma, count star as total, and from where we collect this, because it is from marks, and group by subset comma result. Okay, so now we are grouping students by subject and whether they passed or failed. This is how real reports are created, and we created the reports. So when we want to know how many students passed in math, we get its count, it's 6, and how many students failed in science, that's 1, and how many students passed in science, that's 3. So we get the count of it. Okay, so that's how the real reports are created, and we are creating one. Okay, and now we are moving to having clause. We learned about that before, but let's use it here too. So let's select a column name, that is, here I'm selecting subset, then count star as count star total, let's use, then let's take it from marks. Afterwards we can group by, can use group by like this way, subset, and now we are using our having count, that is greater than 1. Okay, so that's math 7 and science 4. So having is used to filter group results, where filters rows before grouping, having filters after grouping. This is an important question that's asked in many interviews and students fail to answer. So remember that what having and where do. Where is always before group by, and having is always after group by. And how it works, where filters, both filters, but the having filters after the group by and row filters before grouping. Okay, so that's the difference between having and where is always group before, and having filters after grouping. Okay, and we get a score of 7 and 4 here. So that's it. We get the difference, we get things. Math has 7. So what happens here, we select the subset, afterwards we count the total is 7, and after marks, having count, that is greater than 1. So these all things are greater than 1. Because of that we get these results, because math is greater than 1, it has 7 number of students who wrote the exam, and science has 4, that's also greater than 1. Because of that we get this result. So I'm repeating it again because it's important for your career, and that is were, that's work before grouping, and having, that's work after grouping. So I hope you remember these things. And now let's use having with multiple columns. At present we used with a single column, and now we are going to do use with multiple columns. Use the select itself, subset and scope just as before, and use count star as total. Then from marks, group by, I'm grouping it by the subset and scope, and then let's use having and count. Okay, so guess the output. I hope you can guess it because it's a tiny table we are working with. It's a tiny data set. So what will be the output of this? Now first of all we select the subset and score, count the subset and scores, and place the name as total. Under that we give the count of subset and scores from marks table. Then we group by subset score having 1. Okay, so greater than or equal to 1. So we get these results because this is equal to 1 and something is greater than 1. If we use just greater than 1, we only get 2 results. That's science and math with more than 2 students having the same marks. So that's what happened, and we learn it. Okay, so in this lesson we learned group by multiple columns, and how grouping works, gives us a more detailed answers to our report. Then how having filters group the data, and how this is used in real analysis. That's what we learned today. I hope this is a better lesson because it's important, just like I said every time, but it's important because you want to know how it really works in real life data analytics. Okay, so in the next lesson we will explore subqueries, which allows us to write queries inside other queries. And that's it, that's all for today. So before we wind up, we can say group by group data having filters group. Okay, so that's it for today. Have a great day guys, and feel free to ask questions through Insta or wherever social platforms you can connect with me. Okay, LinkedIn is readily available to connect. So that's it, bye, see you.